Good morning, everyone. Nice, Bavik. SPRT. Where did you take it? $7.30. So $9.27. That's not bad. We probably got this breakdown right here, this trend line. So you probably bought doing this trend line break over this high of day. Probably the 5 minute, the 5 minute high, and then you sold up here. It's pretty good. You probably bought there, and hopefully your risk was down here. Low of day. So what else is moving? So SPRT is going to take some time to set up another long. Something like this would get me interesting. So there might be a earlier signal here. Let's see. If we continue to hold VWAP and the 5-minute EMA, so this is has tested the 15-minute chart. But if we can give like maybe one more 15-minute chart, I think that would be ideal. So the 90 EMA will be caught up and it could break. Yeah. So no triggers there. So you just gotta wait patiently for these two setups here. So this is what I'm looking for my setups. It's quality over quantity. But if this holds a higher low here, it can get interesting for a quick scalp, but it's not a full setup yet. I think a full setup would be holding this as a support level and then flagging over here around this area, which would be in 15 minutes. But if it holds a higher low here, it could be a small scalp and you can risk this prior low, $8. So this low is 801. And this flag line would be like 840s or so. So it's gonna be like a 40 cents risk. That's the time of the flag line break right there. So it's a 40-cent risk, but I don't know. I don't like the action. I feel like it's going too prematurely. But what I do want to see here is hopefully it pulls back one more time. Maybe move one. So if it could pull back just one more. Okay, so it broke a little early there. So I was hoping for maybe a lower high this way, and then your risk would be tighter, maybe a 10-cent risk for the 850 break. But I think this is okay too. This is what if this support level here holds as prior resistance, hold as support. But yeah, it's failing there, so a little too early. Gotta be careful. And that's why I wanted to set up the way I like it. Else you know, you got these fake breakouts, and you don't want to be stuck in there. Yeah, this is gonna get a lot of people stopped out here. So it broke below these lows, So it's gonna take some time to set up a long setup now, since it was ruined by that premature breakout. So if this reclaims VWAP over here, it'll look a little better. Okay. No. So this is not going to be a long setup for a while. I'm going to put a price alert at 820. If it gets back over there, then I'll continue watching it. Let's look for other stocks here. See what else is running. HOFE. Oh, okay. This was a little decent 1 minute reversal here. You can see it's extending on their 5 minute EMA. Extension. Then a high low. Break. Retest. Back down. No trigger. But this, yeah, this will get interesting once it tests the 15-minute chart and then sets up over here or a flag. MRKR gapped up on Friday, kind of just selling off. This gap filled at 262. So it's tested the hourly chart, so it's gonna bounce here, maybe towards VWAP area, and then maybe rejection, and then maybe a short later, like an hour, 2 hours. So yeah, if you look at the hourly chart, it just too much of a downside in this last hour, so you want to consolidate in the hourly chart, like maybe 1 or 2 hours, and then the break of this will go back down to the 90 EMA on the daily to extend on the daily, and then the chart doesn't look pretty. Okay, so ACER 13, KSU, ZKIN. So ZKIN looks like had a nice kind of daily breakout here, wick on Friday. Bit extend on the 90 EMA. Trying to push a little higher today. Got some resistance at this prior high, 1280s. So if we can't hold 1280s there, which was that daily resistance in last month, February, then we might see this go back down today for another wick. 970 is where the 90 EMA is, so there's just a lot of room to the downside. Yeah, so this needs to hold 1280 as support. Right now it's failed to hold it, I think, twice now. So yeah, it's failed to hold it. So it needs to hold it as support if it wants to go higher. HCMC, let me check it out. CMC H, is this the right ticker? It's like sub penny. OTC. Right now, you know, it's very bearish for HCMC. This needs to hold over the 9 EMA, so it hasn't closed. So the 9 EMA is just the white line here. It's on the daily, so it hasn't closed a candle above it since, you know, since last month. This is on a downtrend. So yeah, and if you watch my channel, I'm not a dip buyer, so this needs to show some strength for me to buy. Right now it's trying to create a higher low, so this might potentially be like a higher low here, which would be a good start. But definitely it can very well be like this and break for this like cup and handle move here. But yeah, for it to be like a long signal, do it. What is this? Is that so? It's somewhat breaking out of the downtrend, but for me to consider this long would be a pop over the 90 EMA and then holds it as support like this, and then you draw a flag line like this, and then that's where I would buy, with risking either the 90 EMA, which would be trailing like this, and risking that prior low. I think that would be like the best. And that would be buying into momentum. Right now it's just, it's fine to buy into weakness. You get a lower average, but you end up getting chopped out if it gets more weak. So I like to buy into momentum, where I know that if I buy, it'll continue higher, even though you're getting higher price. So SPRT looks like it's probably dead for today. Hourly's down here. It's gonna need a lot of work, a lot of work. Broke pre-market support. You have support here at 765. Broke below it. It's gonna need a lot of work to go higher. So definitely not good. Not good for longs here. Gonna need lots of work. Okay. STON. Testing the 15-minute chart, bouncing on the 15-minute chart here. Which is this gray line. If I pull the 15-minute chart, you can see that's right here on the 90 MA bouncing. So you might get a push back up here, but yeah, it's 15-minute dip buy spot. So HOFV somewhat tested the 15-minute chart here. So we could consolidate a little longer here. So pre-market high, so you can see the my light purple dotted line here. This is the pre-market high, which is back here. So it's pre-market high right across, and you can see it's holding it as a resistance, support, resistance. Now it's popped over it, and then now we're getting a push over that. So if we can hold this as support in this flag here, so you can see support, resistance. Hopefully it pulls back here. If it rips like this, yeah, totally not, it's not a buy. It pulls back, holds a higher low here, I'll probably buy that. I think that's something I could get behind. So that's gonna be like 5 minutes for it to set up. Yeah, I mean potentially you could buy like a spot here for the 490 break, risking 470, 20 cent risk. But yeah, if this curls 490 break of 5 again, that would look decent. If the 15-minute chart is slowly catching up. So here's the pullback. You look in the 5-minute chart. So you see the 5-minute chart is kind of extended. So you want like another consolidation candle. So here's the next 5-minute being printed. But yeah, it looks like the stock's getting a little impatient. Can't really buy this spot. You know what happened to SPRT when that happened, so see that was probably the early spot there that people bought. If it's like this and then consolidate, this would have been a little better. People bought that, now it's gonna go back to 490s. So this fake breakout should go back to 490. And there's a lot of buyers holding it up, but fake breakout, too early, too premature. Needed more consolidation. So don't make a mistake doing that. You saw what happened to SPRT, right? That's what happened to SPRT for this break. and don't get fooled twice. Which one was that? HOFE. Yeah, it's extended, so it's expected to be, you know, expected to fail there. So I always draw the way I draw it because that's the consolidation needed to break higher. Check. So this, ideally, I think this pulls back to the 15-minute chart would look nicer like this to 470. I don't know if it will do that, but that'll look nice for a long. Check. 217. Check. So check is below the VWAP. It's below VWAP and it's below the hourly. So it's if you look at the hourly chart on check, you can see it's below the hourly 9 EMA. So anytime you want a long, make sure you're above it. Candles are above the 9 EMA. Let's see the daily chart. Daily, it's doesn't look too bad. It's filling the gap below. I try to bounce here on the 9 EMA. So yeah, like I mentioned before, many of my recaps, stock tends to gravitate towards the 9 EMA. So what did it do? Tested the 9 EMA. And then depending if it can hold it or break it, that's going to be the fate of it, right? But yeah, if you have this candle and the 9 EMA is down here, and you're buying up here, expecting, you know, to go higher, you're gonna have a bad time because the 9 EMA needs to slowly catch up before that happens. So right now it's caught up, but the only thing is you're gonna create this like cup and handle. If it breaks this 9 EMA, you're gonna have another leg down to this gap fill level 156. So this was the high of the last candle before it went up. So if it breaks, okay, before market earnings. So okay, so it had earnings last Friday or something. But it looks like, yeah, a break of the 9 EMA would push this to 150s. So definitely you want to stop out if it breaks. So here's the trend line. Definitely stop if it breaks low day today. I think that would be the best early signal. But you might get a bear flag, so don't. No, it's not like the best setup, or I wouldn't consider this a long. It needs to hold the hourly chart and above VWAP. For long term, make sure the hourly is above the 9 EMA, like this, right? That 9 EMA is here, and then make sure it's above it, and then you can buy somewhere here, it'll go higher. But now you're below it. When you're below it, it just starts to trend down. You're below it again here. So it might retest like 215. I would just exit break even, unless, yeah, I don't know. Not, yeah, I wouldn't consider that at all. So SPRT trending lower, can't hold above this pre-market support of 765. Yeah, so a start would need to hold 765 as support, but yeah, that's not going to be for a long while. JFIN. Decent push today. Had a good consolidation day to allow the 90 to catch up. So it's still is caught up now. So decent looking daily chart. Hourly popped over 90 MA. Right now it's just a little bit extended on the 5-minute chart, so we're going to see a pullback. I might end up shorting here if this puts a lower high, like one more lower high here, and I'll probably short this. So this low is 1080. All right, let's see if we can put in a lower high. So it has a VWAP just right beneath it. So 15-minute is extended way down here. So hopefully, so this was the lower high here. Let's see what that high was. 1111. All right. So this needs to be a lower high. If it doesn't, then it's not a setup. So that's 1128 now. $11.29. Okay. All right, so 1128 is that lower high. 1129. 15-minute charts or 5-minute chart slowly catching up after this close. So yeah, so this way you wait for the setup, because this can create a higher high and creates a flag. It's a little spready as well, so it's not like my best. It's not an A+ setup. But if it breaks 1080, I can see it going down to 1020s. So I might just try this very small. But it needs to break 1080. Oh, so I don't have shares available to short on this. But yeah, I tried locating, it didn't work. But the 1080 would be 1040, but it's the 5-minute slowly catching up now. So it's probably not worth it anymore to short it. So I think the better spot would be like a consolidation here and then a lower high over this way. And then you get the 15-minute target for the 5-minute break. So it looks like it'll consolidate higher. Be back. So there's JFN. That was the trigger there that I mentioned for the 1080 break. Just gonna test the 5-minute EMA. So the target is not too far now, but it's like 1028 would be the target if you shorted this at the 1080 break there. I didn't have any locates to short that. Yeah, this probably gonna go back down now. It's gonna go back to like 950 before it goes higher. We're gonna see probably a bounce here, consolidates, and then break down over the side in 15 minutes. SPRT gaining a little balance on the 30-minute chart. So still no trades for me this morning. ODT, let me check it out. ODT, what happened? Earnings, there's some bad news. Looks like it's breaking low days, no. So low days 430s. Yeah, so VWAP is at 470. That's where VWAP is at. It's down 76%. It's a lot. This will need to get over the 5-minute and VWAP to be a good start, but it's already broken down like these lows here, so it might just start to fade back lower. Yeah, for me to consider it long, it needs to go back over the 5-minute chart and then VWAP, like somewhere over here. when it creates a lower high, right now it's failing to hold any lower highs. I think it attempted here, but it failed. So like this, it fell. So now you get like a lower low here. You probably need a lower high here, and then a flag break to make it a higher high. Yeah, but typically I don't buy stocks that are down a lot. I only trade things that are up 10%. Both short and long on the up when they're up. HOFV. Little breakout. So that's a high day break. If this fails, I'm gonna go short. So this high day here failed. It's getting extended on the 15-minute chart, like 5-minute. It's not ready yet, but 514. Yeah, so I'll probably try to catch a 5-minute reverse on this. So when this 5-minute kind of starts to curl for an inverted cup and handle, I'll probably short it for the 15-minute target. So the next 15-minute will be printed. It'll probably be up here. It's going to be extended. So this is probably going to drag the EMA up here. Yeah, not a lot moving today. So JFin hit the target, the 5-minute target there on this 1080 break. But yeah, it's still extending on the 15-minute chart, so this not long for me, but I'll probably look for a short again. But it's gonna take some time. The 5 minutes gonna have to work a little bit here, and then the break of that, then you can have the 15-minute target. HFV. So HFV, it's a lower high here. What, 36? So this can, all right, so that's a good start. 521, but it's not a lower high anymore. This is too extended for me, too long, so it's not a long setup for me. All right, so another rejection there. I'm just stalking this for a short. Okay, that rejection is too harsh. I was hoping for at least a lower high. I mean, that was somewhat a lower high, but this push kind of ruined the setup. Maybe like this. TKAT. Oh, it had a nice setup to the 15-minute chart. Was it on my radar? Oh, Tesla surprisingly up 5% today. No flag there. was attempting a 5-minute flag, which isn't, too bad looking. But the 15-minute way extended. It's approaching lunchtime as well, so more short bias on JFIN. That was the 5-minute flag. Not my play, so I didn't take it. But you have a higher low here to risk off. You can extend it here on HOFV, right? Oh, no lower high there. Was hoping for that. Then it happened. Okay. What was this high? This high was 1063. I mean, I might try a short here if it breaks 1060, but the 5 minutes right here at 1056, so if it breaks 1060, stop would be 1063. Should be pretty tight. Alright, so I tried some there. Sure, 1,000 share short, 1060s. Looking for 1055. That's, you know, first target. So there it is. Let's see if we get 1055s. I mean, the 15-minute chart's way down here at 1045, so but if we can get a crack of this 5-minute 90 EMA, that'd be good too. But we might get a bounce here, yeah, so that's what I thought. The 5-minute 90 EMA is too close, so I have to. But let's see if it access resistance. If it reclaims 1060, I'm probably gonna stop out. So the 5-minute here is really too close, so it's kind of, if it bounces on the 5-minute, then it might be bad. But my max stop will be 1063, this prior high. So if it reclaims, holds 1060 and go back breaking these, I'm gonna be stopped out. It's on the 5-minute trend here, so hopefully it breaks and tests the 1045 area. So let's see what happened here. But we might get a bounce here. So this isn't like a true bounce, but if it breaks this, then we can see a wash to 1045s. All right, so 1056 was the 5-minute EMA. Still holding my full 1,000 shares. Let's see what it does here. So this fight gonna consolidate a little bit and then break the 15-minute later, or the 5-minute trend later. So 1056 was these lows. It's 1061s. Yeah, this is very high institutional ownership. It's not moving smoothly. It's like it's controlled by algos, so these type of takers I need to avoid because it doesn't really react to emotions there since it's computer. Let's see if 1060 holds at least as a support, I mean resistance to start. My stop will be still at 1063 here. So I'm gonna downsize here, 1063s. Let's see if it breaks it out. I'll stop out fully. Yeah, 1065s. Okay. So I'm gonna just take it off there. $34 loss. It's okay. Yeah. Intro master. Yeah, so the plan here, I was hoping, you know, it was inverted cup and handle. It broke. There was that 5-minute target, but it's too low. I was hoping for it to just crack through that and then get the 15-minute target. But I should have just took some off there since that was like the 5-minute target. I was likely, you know, likely to bounce there. But yeah, I put myself at 1060, so it's worth a shot. Small loss, no problem. SPBC, let me check that out. SPBC, did I spell that right? Didn't show up. Chafin, broke high of days. Okay, this looks good for a short. Trying to look for a short soon. Let's extend on the 15-minute chart. We want another bounce. I don't know if we can get it though. See if we can get a bounce. That was a trend break. 1088 break. Risk 1208. I should have took it. Trend break, you can risk these highs. Five-minute target. Is anything else out there? Cheap fit. Bouncing out that. So maybe we'll get a proper 5-minute reversal here. So 1150, so 1150 break. 1020s is muscle maker. Oh, grill, GRIL. Let me check it out. Muscle maker. Oh, it's really low volume. So yeah, if it's probably more of a swing trade chart if you're looking. That's probably why you're asking. So in terms of a daily chart, it's not giving me any upside momentum right now, but it would need to close above the 90 EMA to start if you want to like hold it long term. So it's not going to be for a while. I mean, 90 EMA is at it's around like 240, 239. That's a 90 EMA. That's where it's at. It's not doing any volume intraday. You only have a total of 88,000 in volume right now. But it's gonna need a lot of work for me to kind of buy this. Right now you have like kind of this head and shoulder, right? It kind of broke. Now we can draw this line, and then we don't know if this will be a higher high here or higher low. We don't know if this is gonna be a higher low. But what I like to see is a flag kind of break this and then holds these levels as support. Yeah, that would be better. But yeah, it could be an upward stairs. But right now it's, you know, we don't know if this could be a downward stairs, right? Yeah. It looks tough for now. The day looks tough. I'm not a buyer for it on this type of chart. I like to buy when it's trending up. So JFin, I'm probably gonna look for a short soon. So JFin has been trailing the nice attempt there. I don't know if you guys are bots or not, but looks like you guys are coordinating your sentences. But if you're not, apologize. That was the first time I broke below 5-minute trend. I can't short this. I tried to short there at 1170. I don't have shares available. But my plan was to short for this higher inverted cup and handle. The break there, stop at 1180 something right here. It's a small tight risk there. You have a room to 1050s to the downsides, to downside there, but I'm gonna call it a morning session, guys. Starting to get lunchtime, and I don't see anything moving, but Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. See you guys next time. Thanks guys.